Hey guys, hope you all crispy and crunchy. It's CerealMaty here and welcome back to Doki Love and Literature. And we gotta hurry because we're fucking late for school, so let's just rush into this episode. What a great intro. A younger female student, looked like a first year, with a blue streak in her dark hair and a miffed expression on her face, stared down at her phone. She glanced up at me and quickly returned to her device. I walked up to the main desk. Hello, I need admission to class, please. I politely said this to the receptionist, an older woman wearing a maroon office suit. She propped open her chunky black laptop and started to type. Name? Mati Odaka! Wait. I think somebody told me my surname before, but hey, good to know. Mati Odaka, that's me. Student number. I know it's a female, but I like that voice. 0734. ID. I reached into my wallet and pulled out my school-issued identification card. She glanced down at it and handed it back, typing away. Reason for tardiness? I woke up late. She clicked her tongue. You should consider an alarm. I breathed in through my nose. I have one, it didn't go off. She said nothing, still typing. Was she writing a book or something? How long does it take? A small black device on her desk buzzed, right leg shining faintly. A thin piece of paper slowly printed out, the school's emblem adorning the top. She waited for it to fully print and ripped it free, handing it to me. I gently took the paper. Arigato yoichi nichio. Japanese pronunciation, I have no idea. I mean, I know arigato, but I have no idea what the rest means. The receptionist said nothing, typing away again. I sighed and nodded to the girl and returned to the lobby. Arigato. I won't get this out of my head for the next, 2 hours. So, yeah, prepare for me saying it every 5 minutes. You're welcome. Naturally, the hallways were deserted as class was already in session. I slowly walked past the closed doors, faintly hearing the conversation in each one. I listened to my shoes clack, clack, clack against the checkerboard linoleum hallway. My current period, computer science, was upstairs. I quickly made my way up the stairwell to the second floor and walked to the class. I took a moment to check my phone a final time before hastily putting it into my bag. I took a deep breath before knocking on the door. A pause. You may enter, a male voice said. I turned the knob and entered the class. A dozen students' faces were looking up at me from their terminals, most returning to their computers when they recognized me. Just Matty. Mr. Frink, my instructor, was an Eastern European man, 40-something, with brown hair and thick black glasses. He was standing at the front of the room, a textbook in hand. He turned to me and gave me a polite smile. Ah, Mr. Odaka, how pleasant of you to finally join us. His voice was laced with slight annoyance. Tardiness was always looked down upon and viewed as disrespect to the teacher. I gave a light bow. My apologies, sir. My alarm failed to go off this morning. I pulled out the admission paper and handed it to him. He glanced at it and tucked it into his shirt pocket. I'd consider getting a new one. Please take a seat. We were finishing up our review paper from last class, due at the end of the period. I nodded and quickly walked to my assigned place. A sleek grey desktop computer set, a wireless mouse and keyboard to match. I set my bag down and started powering up. Beside me was Shinichi, one of my anime friends. He was busy typing away at his terminal with a billion different tabs open and white earbuds on. He glanced over me and leaned over. Nice of you to show up, Matty, he whispered. Stuff it, Ozaki. I woke up late. I pulled out my binder. Too busy reading those erotic mangas. He snickered. The login window popped up. I quickly typed in my credentials and logged in. Within a few seconds, my home page popped up. I opened up my documents and clicked upon my draft. I started to type. Nope, unlike you, I was up talking to a girl. Biff? Oh, watch out everyone, we got a real charmer on our hands, he said, not looking away from his screen. And paused. So, who's the girl, huh? Anyone I know? I don't think so. I met her at a club a week ago. I paused. She's into manga. So, oh my god, you gotta get her. You gotta get her and make her join our cult. And then we'll do all weird kind of stuff with her. No, don't. Stop playing with this cardboard pizza. God damn it. Cool. You should try bringing her to the anime club. We could use a little female company, he said jokingly. I laughed, keeping my voice quiet. What, and you try to swoop in and be a creep? Oh, and you're... Gentleman. Mr. Frank's voice was stern and cold. He made a gesture. Work. We both nodded. Apologies, sir, Shinichi said, cutting me off. I was just refamiliarizing Matty on what we're doing. Mr. Frank sat down at his desk. He shouldn't need refamiliarizing. He should be working. He started to type away at his personal computer, ending the conversation. Shinichi looked at me. I shrugged. Whatever. He returned to his work. I continued to type. I almost already forgot my friend's name. Shinichi? Yeah, Shinichi. The second period bell rang, and I quickly picked up the rest of my papers and shoved them into my bag. I quickly locked off my terminal and slung my bag over my shoulder, nodded to Mr. Frink, and headed out. Students are already shuffling out their classrooms, moving against with each other to get to their classes. I took a moment to glance down at my phone, greeted to a few notifications, including a message from Natsuki, which made my heart skip a beat. Skip a beat! Skip it! I went back to my chat logs. Sayori still hasn't opened my message yet. I felt myself grow worried. She probably just has it turned off or something. And I'll see her at the... Through the heads of students, I could see a familiar swirl of coral pink hair with a vibrant red bow atop it all. Sayori! Hey, Sayori! I call out to her, ignoring the looks of students nearby. I see her head turn, but quickly turn back. She moves away. Is she avoiding me? Maybe she just doesn't... Sayori! I called out again, a little louder. This time she turns around fully. We lock eyes. I see a trace of fear in her eyes before warping to happiness. She waves and beckons me over. I smile and start to move through the students. She moves aside near a water fountain, separate from the rush of students. I rush to join her. The sort of looking around, not really meeting her eyes to me. Hey, sorry about this morning. Do you get my text? I reached into my pocket for the cookies. Oh, she seemed to trail off. My, phone is dead. It unplugged in the middle of the night. That doesn't quite make sense, I think to myself. If her phone was dead, how did she call me this morning? Maybe it still had some charge left, or charged it for a little bit. It doesn't matter. I pull out the wrapped cookies and hand it to her. I got you something as a makeup gift. These were your favorite kind as a kid, remember? With white chocolate chips. Fuck. She looked up at me. Her cheeks and eyes were slightly puffy red with a hint of concealer dashed around. It wasn't quite working, and it seems like a generous amount was used to try and conceal it. What happened? Sayori, are you okay? Oh. She blushes, a hot wave of embarrassment washing over her. I think I'm sick or something. I'm not sure if I'll make it to the club meeting. I might go home early. I'll put it in the group chat. He gingerly takes the cookies and slips them into her blazer pocket. Thank you, Matty. You're always looking out for me. She gives me a hug and starts to walk away, but I put a hand on her shoulder. Sayori, why are you crying? What's wrong? She almost shakes me off. I feel my heart shatter. No, I'm fine. I'm just sick. I gotta get to class. I'll talk to you later. She moves away, almost hastily walking down the hallway. In a few seconds, she turns the corner and disappears, leaving me standing in the middle of a near-empty hallway, my mind spinning with worry. I did a fuck up at the good. Lunch period. Yeah, I really fucked up. I mean, This shouldn't scare me. But cool. Back to this artwork. Lunch with Natsuki. I just don't know what to think at this point.
Have you talked to her about it?
Not really, but I've been worried about her. Natsuki and I were sitting at the same spot we had lunch at yesterday, overlooking the main foyer. The rays of sunlight shined down on her table, reflecting on her short pink hair. It gave her an angelic quality, and she looked beautiful. She took a bite from her sandwich. I took a moment to drink some of my butajiru stew.
Has she said anything to you?
No, not really. You? She shook her head, sipping her iced glass of water.
Should we bring it up to Monica? She's a club president, and she's always told us to go to her if there's any problems.
I paused, swirling my stew around with my spoon. I don't know, because I'm not sure if there is even a problem at all. It could just be my head messing with me or something. I took another bite. Natsuki looked down at her half-eaten sandwich, a thoughtful look on her face.
Well, maybe you should try talking to her first and get a better sense of what's going on in her head. You two were best friends, right?
I paused. Where? She shook her head.
Sorry, are.
Well, yeah, friends since we were like 7. We grew up a block away from each other.
Okay, so y'all would have hung out and stuff, right? Gone to each other's houses?
Yes.
So try seeing if you can go over today or tomorrow. Hang out, do stuff.
Her cheeks showed a trace of blush.
Try to ask her questions about what's going on with her life and see how she feels. And if that doesn't work, just flat out say what you think is going on.
That's some general advice. Yeah, thank you. Actually, quite useful. I looked up at Natsuki. That's a great idea. I'll text her after lunch. Thank you for suggesting that. Natsuki smiled, enjoying the compliment. I tried to switch gears. Hey, also, my parents said it was okay for you to come over on Sunday. I'll send you my address later. She smiled.
Cool, and did you read Perfect Girls?
I pulled out my bag and set it next to me. I unzipped it and pulled out the volume, damage-free. Yes, I spent all night reading it, actually. I ended up waking up late this morning. Natsuki laughed.
You dummy! Don't be like me and just do nothing but read all night. You could have just read it in the morning,
I shrugged, putting it back into my bag. I know, but I just wanted to finish it. I took a sip of my Ramune soda, poured it into a glass. You really like this Ramune soda. I actually want to taste it, if it even exists here, in real life. By here, I mean in real life. As you could have guessed. I have to admit, I thought it was gonna be kind of boring, but it's actually really interesting. I can't wait to keep reading with you. I paused. Thank you. Natsuki blushed.
Hey, don't make me feel weird about it. It's been fun reading with you. Every time I show it to people, they always brush it off and never give it a chance. So, thanks yourself.
The lunch bell rang and the cafeteria became alive with activity. I stood up and took out 2 trays and dumped them, then walked Natsuki downstairs. I said my goodbyes to her and watched her walk away. I stepped outside the cafeteria and pulled out my phone and noticed that there were a few text messages. It was from the literature club chat a few minutes ago. Not sure why I didn't feel my phone go off, but it happened. Sayori.
Hey, I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to make it to the club today. I'm feeling sick and I've asked to be sent home. Still gonna try to do my part for the festival. Heart. Hey, don't stress yourself. If you can't do stuff, just don't worry. We'll work around it. Thank you for telling us. Hope you feel better soon.
How unfortunate. I hope you start to feel better soon, Sayori. So, she's already going home. On a normal basis, I won't be seeing her till the day of the festival, 3 days from now. If this is something serious, I can't hesitate to wait. I was gonna be home alone anyway, so it's not like I need to ask permission from mom and dad to stay late somewhere. I pulled up the chat and started to type. Hey, is it okay if I go over to your house after school? Maybe we could watch a movie like old times. Her response was near immediate.
I'd like that. I'll make snacks. See you then.
I smiled and shoved my phone into my pocket. I was going to get the bottom of this and make things right to the bottom, of course. I started my walk to my next class. Music stops. Situation intensifies. Chapter 8, Happy Thoughts. So I think this will all revolve around Sayori's well-being and so on. For how long have I been recording? Should we play along just a bit, or should I leave it here? I think it would be weird if I played on for like 5 minutes or something and then stopped in the middle of a conversation with Sayori. So before that happens and there is an awkward break, I will leave this episode here. I know it's a bit of a short one, but I think it's nice to have some short ones in there as well, not 30-minute episodes every day, because it might get exhausting. So this is a nice settle down episode, so a good lead up for the next one, because I think the next one will be interesting. We will be over at Sayori's place. She said she will make some snacks. I'm looking forward to them, because snacks from Sayori, there's nothing better than that. And yeah, we might have a little chat, watch some movies, have a good night, or I won't stay overnight at her place, but have a nice evening, and probably talk about what's going on between me and Natsuki. I'm not looking forward to this part, but to the rest. So yeah, as I said, I'll leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you liked it, despite being short, tell me somehow, as always, and I'll see you all in the next video.